You want to start there? You want to start with the second half or big overarching thoughts on this game?
I think it's big overarching thoughts.
Let's do that. I'd prefer to do that.
And I think, when you travel and you try and catch up on things, because I obviously can't watch every game, but we got the scores up and that, but I don't see the highlights. But what I do like is when we land early enough to where I can put on Sunday Night Football. Oh. And so I'm watching it there on my phone, and they're teasing the halftime show. They're teasing the halftime show about Drake May.
Yep.
And they started with Drake May. They actually went with Baker Mayfield, but then it quickly went to the Patriots and Drake May. Not only did it stay there, they threw it to the other set with Devin McCourty. And he started talking about Patriots are going to be a playoff team this year.
Do you know what they wanted to do? What they wanted to highlight about Drake May there? Statistically?
What did they want?
The graphic was he was the fourth player under the age of 24 with 200-plus passing yards and a 100-plus passer rating in 5 consecutive games. He's the fourth player ever to do that as a quarterback in the NFL. Would you like to know the other 3?
Sure.
Dak Prescott is the worst of the 3. That's the low end.
Talented.
And then there are 2 all-timers as the other 2 guys. One of them is Patrick Mahomes. You may have heard of him. He was playing on Sunday Night Football, and so is declaring the Chiefs back today. So Patrick,
told you.
So you've got Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, and a guy by the name of Dan Marino.
Oh, man.
So
decent.
good company for Drake May.
That's
what they were highlighting on halftime last night on NBC.
I'm not saying that's it. That's that now that you have arrived, but you've won 3 in a row, 2 in a row on the road. You're going back on the road. I heard some people grumbling like after the game, players, not grumbling, players, let's just take it straight to Tennessee right now. Let's keep it going. Like they're feeling it. And this is really the turning point for me that they're starting to feel like a winner. And you see them carry themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Could get hit in the mouth next week and put all that to end, but that ain't happening. They're going to beat Tennessee. They're going to win the following week. They're on a roll. You should be excited now. I criticized you, not criticized. I pumped the brakes a little after last month.
Yeah, you did.
I need to see a little bit more. I saw a little bit more. I saw him make throws in that first half that I didn't think he could make, and he made them.
That's what impressed me.
I mean, I don't know how he got the ball to Booty on a touchdown.
Ridiculous.
I'm talking the first one. First one, like it was like skinny post. He's moving left. There's no window to throw it. And stepping up in the pocket. He's no longer doing this when he's in the pocket. Feels the pressure, does this, looks down. And that's where he gets into trouble. That ball gets knocked out. Head up. So mechanically, I think they're working with him on that stuff. And you also get better with playing. I think you get better with playing. He's experienced now. He was in control of that game. The moving up in the pocket and flipping it out to the right, like an option pass, like, holy crap. Throws to Diggs. Everybody was involved. Pop Douglas off a milk carton, baby. Yeah, that's what we want, a little speed. He shows you like you got some talent there on the outside. And Booty's just money. Anything you throw at him, he catches. It's a fun team to watch now. Running game's got to get going. I got a thought on that. We can do it later.
No, yeah, we got plenty of thoughts. My thought on this is the conversation we had last week about style points. Going right back to it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I said was control of the game. You need to have control of the game. I never felt that the Patriots, after scoring, I'm going to say really 2 touchdowns before they even had the 3rd touchdown of the day.
3rd real touchdown, or are we talking? Are we counting the second pop?
Listen, we'll get to that as well.
All right,
okay,
all right.
let's okay. But after they had scored 2 touchdowns, okay, including the touchdown really following the nullified touchdown, the touchdown that was wiped out. They still scored a touchdown on that drive, right? At that point, and that was in the first quarter still.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yep.
It's like 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
They came out of the gate humming.
Okay, at that point, do you know what I said to myself? Game over. They're not losing this game. There's no way they're going to lose this game. And I think they started to feel the same way. And at that point was the point where I said, yeah, that's style points. That's it. You have it. You have the day one. I never felt they were in danger. I know it was a 1-score game. Did you really think they were going to possibly lose that game? No. They were in control, even despite their issues, even despite some leaky plays on defense at times, or despite their inability to run the football, which they apparently are really bad at. I never felt like they were in danger of losing the game. And that, to me, is the sign of a winning team. You're on the road. You're playing a terrible team. God, did the Saints suck. And they knew it. And they were never going to lose that game, at least in my mind. Maybe you felt differently. I felt like that was a comfortable, enjoying viewing experience yesterday because you knew they were going to win that game. They knew they were going to win that game, and it was apparent early that they were in control of that game. To me, that's what they needed. And, yeah, I think they were playing with their food a little bit in that second half.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want to see that because it doesn't work against a better team. But to me, they were in control of that entire game despite the idiotic referees and some really mind-numbingly stupid calls on the field. They didn't let that get in the way. They didn't let Spencer Rattler running around get in the way.
He was pretty good.
And so, yeah, man, I give it to him. You really got to start reassessing who they are because I think the thing Zoe just said about winning being contagious and how much better your culture gets and how much easier it is to get buy-in at that point, I think that's all happening for them.
Leadership again on the sideline. Same thing, Diggs. And I was not worried about Diggs, but, okay, is this going to be a one-timer a week ago? Buffalo, he's amped. He's up for this game. Same thing prior to the game. Same thing during the game. Same thing after it. Going up and down that sideline, getting guys' faces. It was awesome. You see May doing it too now. He's starting to do that a little bit. More of just dapping guys up. Not the Brady stuff. Come on now, let's go. Got to play harder. No. Yeah, we're having some fun now. Yeah. And Vrabel coached his ass off. He is the biggest difference from, I don't even want to say the last 2 years, but last year definitely. I'm not going to say he's a better coach and better sideline coaching, but he's different. He's more intense and communicative. And he communicates better, I think. The way he's looking at his coaches, the way he's talking to them. He's like, stop, hold, we're doing this here. Talking to the refs, getting the explanation, getting on the challenges. They were on point with everything, I thought, from the sideline. And I think defensively, they said, Spencer Rattler's not going to beat us if we play man. We're going to play zone and make him pick us apart. Give him little ones. Death by paper cuts. They did. Took away the big play over the top. I think that was like a get-through defense, let's win the game type thing. And offense, we were good enough. Boy, the offense is starting to come together.
Oh, I just thought coming off of Sunday Night Football, coming off the first time that Drake May has really been in the conversation on a national stage before, to go down to New Orleans in what we thought could potentially be a trap game for New England, to play the first half that he played, and to have some of those throws that you talked about, Zoe, you have now your franchise quarterback. It just continues to stack it.
And it's like the bigger picture stuff because I think, NBC Sports Boston started talking about potential MVP candidate? Like we heard that down the line. Some people were chuckling in the back because we see it so close. So you're never really thinking it. It's going to start ramping up because statistically we go over it, we know where he is. And I'm sitting there talking to Bob on the plane. I'm like, right now, give me a quarterback that's playing better. Maybe Jared Goff prior to that game last night. As far as moving the team, scoring. Mahomes wasn't his same old self first 6 games. Sure isn't Lamar. Burrow's out. Y'all played Allen head-to-head. Keep going. Maybe Mayfield? Is Baker Mayfield like the only other guy? Because it ain't anybody out west. It's nobody in the NFC West. Stafford? Would you say Stafford's having a better year than him right now? Probably not. But like he is there. And it's all from him. It is. Like he did this himself. He's making plays out of his ass. He's making plays within the pocket. Managing the game, not turning the football over, guys. That's the big thing. This guy doesn't turn the football over, you got a shot in every game. That's the recipe to win. Play smart football. Don't turn it over. And when they screw up, take advantage of it. And you did.
I think there was maybe one drive that I was disappointed in yesterday.
Oh, the 3-and-out?
For the Patriots. There was one drive that I thought, here's a chance to respond and put this stupid thing away, and they didn't. We could talk about that, but also talk about what was an overwhelmingly positive day in my mind for this team. And their ability to get the ball out of halftime and put points on the board following their touchdown at the end of the first half. I was digging deep in the stats yesterday, deep into the archives, going back and forth with Mike Reese during the game, trying to figure out the last time something happened. That would be the Patriots scoring on their last possession of the first half, and then coming out knowing they were receiving the ball in the second half and scoring.
The old double score?
Sorta, if you want to call it the double score. They pretty much had the ball until the end of the first half, but I would count it as a double score. It was within the final 4 minutes of that first half, and they came out and they actually drove the field and scored coming out of halftime. It had been a bit. It had been a bit since that had gone down that way. December 12th of 2022. Yeah. December 12th, 2022 was the last time the Patriots scored on their final possession of the first half. It was the final possession. That was not the criteria. It was just their final possession. So it could have been that another team got the ball back and did score, but it was the Pats' final possession of the first half, and then knew they were getting the ball to come out of halftime and scored again on the drive. In that game, it was field goal. It went from Arizona having a 13-7 lead to having a tie game. The Patriots did that again yesterday. They had the ball coming out of halftime. They had scored on their last drive of the first half, and then they scored again. How about that? Now, Mike Vrabel is big. He's one of these coaches that's big on the critical minutes leading into halftime and coming out of halftime. And for the first time in almost 3 years, the team did this again. They scored in the critical moments of a game before and after halftime.
Look how happy he is over there.
Now, last week in Buffalo, they had a score in their last possession of the first half and then also their first possession, but it wasn't getting the ball out of halftime. Buffalo had scored in between there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a matter of you go into the locker room at halftime, you know you're getting the ball to come out. What do you do after you also had just scored to end the half? You score again. How about that? There's only one drive that pissed me off yesterday. It was the start of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
With the penalties on back-to-back plays, Ramondre Stevenson shuffling his feet back there, not paying attention in a 3rd and 7. You're already in a 3rd and 7, which you don't want to be in.
3rd 12.
Right? Because the play before was Travion Henderson getting absolutely blown up at the line of scrimmage, running to the left. And that happened on the previous play. You're in a 3rd and 7, and Ramondre Stevenson literally is just like stepping, leaning. I don't know what he was doing. He gets called for a penalty. And then on the next play, they're now in 3rd and 12, and they get another penalty on a false start, which was who was that on?
Morgan Moses.
Morgan Moses.
Moses.
Right tackle.
Yep,
Yeah.
but
Moses
I
gets
was
called for the
mad at
false
that
start.
one. I was mad at that one because
That
there's
was-
nobody over him.
Like, what are we doing?
There's nobody over him.
That was just stupidity. It was bad football and stupidity. And that to me was a point where they could have won going away.
Yeah. Yes.
And they just weren't focused and weren't locked in enough to do it. That pissed me off. That's about the only thing I got pissed off at all day. That and the refs. That one stupid drive and the refs. Those are the only things I think anyone had to be mad about. And Zoe's mad that their inability to run the football is becoming an issue. Which, that's totally fair. It is.
I think I understand why.
Why is it?
There were about 3 or 4 times where Bob and I go, oh! It's just like one little step out, and you're to the crease. You're either to the sideline or up to the safety, where you're going through the hole. All black, all the backs. It was Henderson and Ramondre. But then you look at the replay. They're doing this. It's like short range goal line, covering up the ball with 2 hands. They're so, I think, psyched out about not fumbling that they can't run loose. That it's get the ball, okay, don't fumble.
Yeah.
And it slows you down because you're thinking. I think they need like a couple clean games, and then they'll get back to hitting it the way they did in like preseason. They got to hit the hole harder. They're not hitting the hole because you're pulling. I'm like, and I'm kind of blaming the line at times. Like, oh, come on, Owenu. Then I see the replay. No, he trapped. He did his job. There's a hole there, just swallowed it up. You got to hit that and get through it. They're there. And I'm sure Mike's going to say like they're 1 or 2 away. You need 10 guys. You need 10 guys out there blocking for the one guy. And you weren't getting it all day. You weren't. But I think it'll come. Because you're going to have to run the ball. Just can't avoid it and say, we're going to let this kid throw it 55 times. I mean, I like it. I like watching it.
It worked in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you look in the first half, McCone? What's your favorite?
I think the Booty touchdown throw. Because not only was that an unbelievable play, but to bounce back from the pass interference where you guys are on the bench hanging out, celebrating, and to get called back out on the field for that third down and still put together a drive, I thought was impressive as hell.
You ever see anything like that, Beetle? Touchdown. Everybody touchdown. Hit the music on the board. We're doing the reads. Patriots touchdown brought to you by. Line up for the extra point. Hold on. Where the hell did that come from?
Did you see the pool report? Did you guys read it?
Oh, we were
Unreal.
laughing our ass off because Reese did it and sent it to us on the bus.
It's wild.
Well, you better come up with something. Gotta have
Is it
something.
ju- is it
Tell
just
me.
I got to process. I got to process what I
He
saw.
process like he's
Does the pool report always make it worse?
Yes,
oftentimes
Feels like
yes.
it does.
because they're defending their ass. They're defending their own awful call. They knew it was bad. Because when they look up, and then you can hear the crowd go, "Oh, what did Diggs do? He ran a 10-yard out. That wasn't interference. He and Henry were running 10-yard outs. That was about as bad as I've seen it. 13 years I've been doing games.
It was so late. I thought it was either a taunting penalty or something had happened.
I
and
thought
they
it was
were
someone
lining
on a
up.
KT
Yeah.
kick block. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen the way that it did.
They lined up. They
You know,
signaled
he had
touchdown
to
and lined up.
process what he had seen there.
Yeah, it takes a while.
He had to process it.
Well, Adrian's new to the game. Adrian Hill. He's been doing it 16 years. He had the white hat 16 years. It's not like he's a rook.
Had to process that.
To see Vrabel's face on that one.
Oh.
I was,
Yeah. Yep. It was pretty bad. And then
look at that, boy. That looks like PI, huh?
yeah, I mean, you know it's bad when right away, whoever it is on any of the broadcasts, whether it be ESPN and their analysts or Gene Steratore, as it was yesterday on CBS, when they're right away, the former ref, who generally speaking will not put down other refs, will not crap on refs,
Correct.
right? They say, I would disagree. I might call that a little differently. No, right away, like, nope, bad call. Nope. This is I don't understand this. I don't even know how they arrived at this conclusion. I mean, it was all day. That's a terrible call.
I didn't
It's
hear it.
basically what they were saying.
I didn't hear it. My buddy said he agreed basically with every bad choice. He said, yeah, that was bad.
No, I don't think at one time he came on the broadcast to say, no, I saw it.
Every single time he crapped on the refs. Gene Steratore was beside himself with some of these
Yes.
calls. He didn't understand it.
How about the Drake May sneak from the goal line? Half the
another one.
body's over. It's unbelievable. Like they gotta be taxed or docked or do something. You got to give them some kind of marks on Tuesday. And Tuesday's the day you send it in.
They do. They grade
I
these
know.
guys. They grade them out.
Fail.
And they also
Shame.
they withhold them from
Good.
getting playoff assignments if they're bad. And this was an all-time. It didn't to me it was again, it wasn't going to stop the Patriots. It didn't stop the Patriots. I don't think it got in the way of them winning by a much wider margin or anything like that, but it was just bad. Oh, it was just horrendous.
They did the tush push too.
I'm just thankful it didn't happen at a critical moment in a tight game.
Oh my god.
Right? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if that was a game, any game, whether it be a Patriots game or any other, where that call happens on a go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter? That's insanity.
No, it's crazy.
I'm just thankful it happened in the point in the game that it did, and I'm thankful the Patriots scored a touchdown on that drive so that we didn't have to think much about it. Because all day that would have been, what? You wiped a touchdown off the board today
Well, the
for
cra-
no good reason.
Crazy thing, by the way, is that he didn't throw the flag right away, right? He pockets it, and then after you realize that had nothing to do with the play that took place, you then throw the flag 15 seconds later? Like, wouldn't you, if you had the ability to pick that up, wouldn't you say, you know what, that had no impact on the play whatsoever? I'm not dropping this flag.
Well, I
Like-
would say this. Is it worthy of a flag, period?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's
No.
where it begins and ends for me.
But I'm saying
that's not a flag.
If you threw it right away initially when it happens, and I understand he's saying you have to wait until he throws the football, but if you
Yeah.
threw that right away, fine. I guess I'd almost give it more weight in that case. The fact that you saw the whole play unfold and then throw that flag
watch
on a
the
thing that
defender.
had nothing to do with the play is crazy.
Watch both defenders. They sit on both guys. They sit. They make contact. They initiate contact to defenders. And then the Diggs one down the sideline, it looked in real time like, yeah, he did push off.
Could see why you would throw that in
But
real
then
time.
you saw it. What he's doing is he has such great body control when the ball's in the air. He's staring at the ball, and all he's doing is feeling, where's the other guy at? Where's he at? Can I touch him? He didn't push off him.
No.
He's just saying, do I have space to move here? And in the ensuing play to Hollins,
Thank you. But how are we not calling that if you just called one before?
that's how bad this crew was. And it sucks to sit here and beat.
Identical spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great. Not ideal. I'm just thankful it didn't actually impact the outcome of the game. Those guys sucked. That's an all-time bad performance.
sucked.
That's an all-timer. We've seen plenty of bad officiating. That day was wild. That was a wildly bad day for them.
Oh, God. The two worst calls ever, I thought, to see in real time. It was the N'Keal Harry end around against the Chiefs where he didn't go out of bounds. And they said, well, you can't review it. You don't have any time. You don't have reviews left. And Steratore blew one. Was it against Baltimore, in front of Baltimore's bench? Or was it Denver?
I think I know what you're talking
Oh, no, it was the Chiefs. It was the Chiefs. It was the Chiefs, and there was like a ball. It was a loose ball. Dead. He called it a dead ball.
I do want to continue with our observations from yesterday. One of them is related to the second best receiver on the Patriots roster.
Oh, it's easy.
Zoe is emphatic in his belief here. He's going to be emphatic in telling you how much he likes this player. I think he really likes this guy. I think you know who we're talking about, too. It's not
I think I'd throw to him.
Diggs is
more,
one,
yes.
and the guy who had a big game yesterday is number two.